Urdhva Dhanurasana in the Ashtanga yoga practice. So that's basically back bends. I will do the traditional approach and count Nasara Drishti towards the nose, the gaze. And then I'm going to show a bunch of variations on how to work your way towards opening the chest, the thoracic spine a little bit more and getting into those deeper back bends. So let's start from downward facing dog. So from downward dog, sapta, jump through, or just come to seated or lie back flat. Ashto, you prepare, you bring your heels closer towards the sitting bones. I love you too. No, please. Let me just finish this one, okay? I love you. I'll give you lots of loving after, okay? So ideally you want to squeeze them in till you can touch your heels. If you don't have a really deep back bend, go further out. Now from here, you're going to take the arms up and around, almost trying to get them right beneath the shoulders. But again, if you're tight, give yourself a little bit more space. Now, as you inhale, you're going to press the heels down, lift the hips up, come to the crown of the head, and then push all the way up for 5 deep inhales and exhales. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly come all the way down to the crown of the head, untuck the head, and take a little break. Second round. Now inhale, rise. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Desha, exhale. Again, now inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Desha, exhale. And take a little break. Traditionally, if you're pretty advanced, the next one you're going to do a little back bend push-ups. So when you're ready, palms again go under. Now inhale, rise up. And now you're going to 3 times Desha, tap, push straight back up. Tap, up we go. Tap, up we go. Tap, up we go. Tap, up we go. Tap, we go. And slowly release it down. You can stick to a modified variation in here. Just have the hands along the side of the body. Press down, press the heels down. Lift those hips up. Keep lifting the front hip bones up. Press the arms down. Lift the chest and the sternum. Maybe even interlace the hands behind you. Press into the earth to create more space. Notice if the chin is being too stuck into the chest, lengthen the back of the neck. And breathe here for 5. And you can take 5 back bends here. Now, traditionally, if you do have a little advanced practice, the teacher would usually help you with drop backs if you can't do them on your own. So we come to the top of the mat. If you have someone to help you to hold your hips, hands are crossed, right hand touching the left shoulder, left one touching the right, lift the chest, and you're gonna go as far as you can comfortably back and back up. And back up. Up we go. And then the next few, reach the hands all the way down to the ground if you can. I use the exhale to go down and inhale to rise up. So inhale, lengthen, lift, find space. And exhale, start the descent. Use your next inhale to rise up. Up and around. Again, you can use a chair or a sofa to work your way towards it. It's really all in your legs, so your legs should be the complete fire doing this, not your lower back. From here, yes, hips will move forward, lengthen the tailbone down, but try to not overly tuck. As you lengthen it down, roll the inner thighs back towards the wall behind you. So as you release the tailbone down, inner thighs roll back to counteract that. So at the end, you have that natural curve in the lower back. It is a back bend after all, okay? So your back will bend. It's just what you're trying to do is to lengthen the vertebrae further. So think of them like this. If you go straight into the bend, they crush into one another. If you lengthen, you create space, and then it's easier to move it. So again, you lengthen the tailbone rather than tuck it under. So this is where I feel like instructing often happens. People say tuck it under, and people do just, that's not tucking under. You see how the front floating ribs are puffing? The front inner growings are puffing. And that's the first sign that your femurs are taking external rotation, and that's already putting too much pressure onto your lower back from this position. So again, roll those inner thighs back. So inner thighs are rolling out as you release the tailbone down. You're lengthening and lifting up, and then think of your spine, chest, rolling up and over an imaginary wall behind you. And you can practice it on your knees at the beginning, just like this. Touch the wall, back up, touch the wall or the chair, and I will break it down in a second. So from here, let's take 2 more. And again, this is just a traditional approach. You do not have to do this at all. Stick to the first variation of the restorative back bends, set to kind of Dhanurasana, and then work your way towards it. If you have the drop backs, then you start working on getting your hands a little bit closer towards your feet. And I'll demonstrate the next two. Connect with the breath. Next one up and over. And then maybe see if you can walk your hands a little bit in. A little bit closer. 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly up. And then you try to approach straight for the ankles without having the hands get to the ground. Keep pushing the front hip bones up, up, up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and up. And from here, we move into TicTocs. And I will demonstrate TicTocs in a brief second. Now, let me show a few variations here, how to get a little bit deeper into opening the thoracic and the chest using the chair. You can use a chair in here. Come to a seated position right in front of it. Again, if the chair is not hitting the upper thoracic, feel free to elevate your hips with the block to give your body a little bit more space. I don't have a block in here right now, so I will just roll this yogi toe in here as a block. Hop, to get a little elevation so I can exactly hit the thoracic. I'm gonna sit on top of it. And again, you want to sit as close as possible to the chair. Lift the chest up and over. Lift the chest up and over. Let it poke right where the bra line would go if you're a female and if you wear bra. So the bottom of the shoulder blades. Right at the bottom of the shoulder blades, you're gonna poop, poop, poop. Again, you can support your neck with your hands. And just breathe here. Again, you can add the block to support the head, especially if you have anything going on with the cervical. And you can play with reaching the hands like this around the chair. Maybe even stretch them to start to stretch and open up the shoulders. That's very important to have open shoulders in order to do backbends. So it's not just the thoracic spine, not just the lower back, not just the legs, but the full body needs to open up. So that's one way of approaching it here with the chair. I'm going to demonstrate the next one here that you can play with using the chair. But just please, what I'm going to do right now, I'm pretty advanced, so I'm very comfortable with doing it here and finding rootness through my feet. If you're trying it for the first time, please make sure that you have a wall behind your chair. So put the chair, imagine here is a wall, okay? Just make it clear. So I'm the wall, okay? If I'm the wall, this is where the wall should be. So the chair is pushing into the wall. That way it doesn't move and shoot, doesn't happen, okay? Now, from here, you're gonna again, open lift, grab the sides of the chair. I am going to go further in because if I push here into the chair, I will flip over. So you're gonna press the heels down, lift the hips up, push into the back of the chair, which is going to push into the wall. Or if you can, take the hands a little bit lower down if you're very open. Keep lifting the hips up, press into the chair, push, 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 and you see what just happened? I almost went over, but I have it in my legs. So make sure that the chair has a wall support, so when you push into it, you don't take it into that direction and you don't flip over. So press down or make sure you have a wall, and then from here, you can practice coming up, or from here, just practice going back out, place the head down, slide it under, rest on the chair, and then from here, practice letting the booty go down, down, down. So you're really kicking the thoracic and creating space in the upper back. And then slowly slide out of it. If you just started, stick to an easier variation. You can do the same thing with the blocks to add just a little block in here. You can just use a block like this. Imagine this is a block. Place it right beneath the thoracic spine and work here on opening the chest a little bit. Dharma wheel helps as well. And another great way, super restorative variation, taking a blanket or a bowl a towel and just roll it like this. Make a little tube with it. Place it here. It's a great way actually to do your meditation or a little breathing, especially if you spend a lot of the time in the day sitting in front of the computer and rounding, crunching forward. You want to open, create space. So from here, just do this for 3 to 5 minutes a day. I swear it's going to make a huge difference. You're just going to have it right at the bottom of the armpit, okay? So don't place it here, okay? Because now you're just doing what you basically do the whole day. Go over it, over it, over it. So when you open the arm, that little tube is right at the bottom of the shoulder blades, kind of the armpit. And then resting here. You can bring the soles of the feet together if that's comfortable. You can have the legs straight or knees bent. If you have anything with the lower back going on, keep your knees bent to protect your lower back. And just breathe here. Use the breath to create space. So as you breathe, feel the front, side, and the back of the ribcage equally expanded. So feel that space, the metatarsal spaces between the ribcage expand with each in and the out breath. I'm now moving into the last part of it. It is pretty advanced, the next one, the TicTocs. And I did as well break it down at my favorite studio, Namaste, with all the props. So if you wanna check out that video, the previous videos with TicTocs, it will help you actually see the variations that I did modify. And right now, let's approach them. Connect with the breath. And then from here, next one you move into Scorpio and come up to standard. And then it's Paschimottanasana. Seated forward fold to release your back. Again, any amount. And that would be Urdhva Dhanurasana Ashtanga yoga.